This is the big decision time.
Let's bring the entire lineup on stage then.
Let's see who all we've got. Looks like all the guys are coming out.
That's everybody.
You got a confirmation round?
I'm not sure. I think that's over.
I would think so.
I think you're just going to pick him out.
All right, our gentlemen in place. Let's send it down to the judges. Big Steve. That is not Big Steve.
Nope, the judging is good. Some poster music.
All right, you know what? Normally we would cut it to 5, folks, and do that pose on you.
Know this as much as anybody. You feel good, and then you stand next to somebody and you start thinking, should I have come back?
Absolutely, and I think, you know, with the tools that Brandon has, he didn't come in too far off of what he was when he won the competition, and Phil coming back still had a few issues with the issues he left with, and we got to find out whether or not that's going to continue to dog him throughout this final placements. Hottie's going for it. He's having fun with the 7-time champion, Phil.
I think we're going to see an upset with Hottie.
I tell you, Hottie really improved. I mean, he moved up quick.
Well, Hottie's been very consistent throughout the show, so that's the one common denominator from yesterday today. I had him in our top 4. He knocked William Bonek out initially out of the top 4 because William was there initially.
Definitely.
So I think Hottie's got to feel good being in that top 4. I think the question is, where are we going to wind up with the gift? Has he made enough improvements to upset the reigning champion? And that's still a coin toss for me. I still think that Brandon doesn't have enough flaws. Like, he didn't mess it up.
Guys, pontification aside, we're going to go to a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to find out who your 2020 Olympia winners are and where everybody placed right after this. Break.
Representing Trifecta. More time
we are back,
and
it is time to find out
who's 5th, actually.
Who's 5th?
Who is 5th place? Well,
we're going to be wondering who was 6th, and for that matter,
yeah.
we were talking about Hakeem being 6th, but we won't know until we look at the scorecards. But you had called initially that William Bonek was probably going to be a 5th. Correct?
I said,
yes, Bonek. Yeah, I think we're in agreement with that. That wouldn't be a bad call.
The Conqueror,
William the Conqueror.
You are correct.
William.
Well, Rich, you didn't get here by being an idiot. Now you're looking like a genius. Look at you. You go, boys.
I was a judge, you know, an IFBB judge.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. you have a little bit more experience in that. And William Bonek, there wasn't a whole lot that he could have done with the lineup ahead of him in terms of what we have as our top 4 finalists. And of course, the big question mark again is whether or not Brandon Curry's got enough to battle out with Big Ramy, and did Phil do enough to come back to impress the judges to recapture that title?
And I still want to know where Hottie is.
I think I've steadily had Hottie throughout the show in 4th place.
Okay.
That's where I've had him. Once we saw him overcome William,
I felt the same way.
Yeah.
But I tell you, what surprised from prejudging on was Big Ramy.
yeah.
Putting everything
Well,
together.
Yeah.
I think amongst those guys, I got Hottie in 4th
The
place.
4th place award, the check for $45,000, and presented to Hottie Chupan.
Okay, guys.
All right.
You're right on that.
Well, I didn't go to school, Rick. I didn't go to college. I didn't graduate, but I got a PhD in bodybuilding.
Definitely did.
And I had my LASIK eye surgery, and I'm now wearing reading glasses, so I can see a little bit. But Hottie did everything he could against what he was up against.
This was a really tough show, and he got 3rd last year. He got the People's Champion Award.
Yeah. He came in at the last minute both years.
Yes.
Can you imagine if that guy was here a month before the Olympia? What he could potentially look like?
Absolutely.
So he dropped a place, but he still looks phenomenal.
Well, guys, before we get into that, you want to talk about what happens when you fly, and he had 2 days to lose that water, to change that physique.
Well, wait a minute. We are on the top 3, Tim. I know you're a rookie at this right here. Top 3, who you got? Who's in 3rd? Drop a name.
I had Brandon in 3rd, but let me see where it's going to be.
Please take
I
the
got
3rd
Phil in
place
3rd. How about
Olympia
you?
bronze medal.
I think he just
The
got
check
a little
for
bit of ground to make up.
$100,000 to your 3rd place finisher.
Let's listen to the crowd.
Phil Heath.
Gentlemen.
And that shoe just dropped. Phil, 7-time Mr. Olympia. 2-time first Olympia runner-up on the comeback after a 2-year layoff, comes back. And he remains a top 3 bodybuilder on the planet Earth. And that is some kind of accomplishment, considering what he gets to.
After 2 years layoff,
Yeah.
coming back.
2 summit surgeries. He was pretty confident, Tim, coming into this contest. What do you think he's thinking now?
You have to consider, should I have come back? What should I have done different? Or do I come back next year and prove that I am Phil Heath and that I had those first 7 Olympias for a good reason?
Well, he did enough to be in the top 3, and he was in the conversation to win this contest.
Yes.
In light of all of those, the layoff and the surgeries, and so that leaves us with 2.
Well, you know,
Well, you know where my pick is.
I had Ramy from the beginning.
Yes, you did. Our defending champion, Brandon Curry, has done everything he can, but I have to agree with you. I think Ramy might have just come in better condition.
And I can't wait to hear the crowd. I can't wait to hear the reaction.
Do you think he did enough?
I most certainly do.
Big Ramy.
Big Ramy. And I think the crowd is going to go ballistic.
Well, let's see.
And big Steve Weinberger.
This is a $400,000 check coming out for the winner.
Tyler Mannion, the man holding the sand on. In an Olympia tradition, folks, if I can have our final 2 competitors in the center, please. Big Ramy and Brandon Curry.
All right.
Here you go. Will Brandon retain his title?
There it is. Tyler Mannion, Jake Wood, Dan Solomon, the $400,000 check.
And new Olympia champion, Big Ramy.
Unthinkable. 3rd place this March to win the title of the 16th Mr. Olympia in its 56-year history.
Wow. That is a happy man right there. A very, very happy man.
He pulled it together. He showed that he was the champion from hitting the poses first, going out of them last. the improvements he made. I talked to Dennis James. He lost about 15 pounds.
We have a new king in town, Big Ramy El-Sbaieh. And Tim, this guy's going to wear that crown
until he's done.
Yes. Champion, wore that crown like a champion, was in defeat like a champion, and I'm sure Brandon Curry still got gas in the tank. He'll be back. But right now, this night belongs to Big Ramy El-Sbaieh. Is Dan Solomon, the producer of the Mr. Olympia. The promoter puts the gold medal around. Jake Wood has a new champion to put on display for the rest of the world to see.
I think we're about to see some great emotion from our new Olympians.
Phil Heath, gracious in defeat, talking to the champ. And there are going to be some happy people dancing in the streets of Egypt this weekend.
For sure.
Tyler Mannion up there with the champion's hand flanked by Jake Wood. And then Ramy. No surprise to the Dennis James camp.
Well deserving.
This is a great first Olympia for Jake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all things
right, thank you, presenters.
Could not have had a or not booing for. Sometimes the champion was booed. This is a guy that won the People's Champion Award along with the Sandow Trophy. It's good to see Phil Heath up there smiling, huh?
Yeah. It is.
He had that game face on all weekend, and now he can let the weight of the world off his shoulders.
That was great hugs.
Still going to come back with it.
Phil's got some soul searching to do. I mean, it's not like he's out of the conversation.
Let's get some pictures, guys.
Now that he's got a solid run at this, he's a top 3 bodybuilder. The question is whether or not he has the stamina to want to, at the age of 41 years old, to continue. He's done everything. COVID has had a lot to do with people reevaluating what they think is important in their life. This was a milestone for Phil to do what he did.
Big Ramy just kissed Phil's head.
Well, there's the story. Bronze, silver, and the gold going to Big Ramy El-Sbaieh.
Look at that lat spread.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Circumstances, Tim. These guys looked as good as you could look. Training, COVID, and pandemic, and lockdown, and all.